Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another Minecraft video, and in this one we're going to take a look at something really quite special. As you guys know, I absolutely love defense systems in Minecraft. I mean, I just really enjoy TNT cannons and arrow dispensers and all that sort of thing, but there is one slight problem with these designs, and that is the fact that they're not particularly accurate, are they? I mean, you just flick the lever, you hit the button, and then you have to hope for the best. You don't really know where it's going to be shooting, and 9 times out of 10, you actually miss the thing that you're trying to kill. Wouldn't it be awesome if you could grab a mob in Minecraft, which has been specifically designed by the game creators to kill other players, and use that mob to kill other players, and hopefully not yourself in the process? Well, this redstone contraption does exactly that, and I think it's pretty awesome. Now, I like to call these things the mob turrets, and as you can see, we've got 3 of them in front of us, and each one of these has got a different type of mob on the inside. We've got a skeleton on the left, we've got a blaze in the middle, which I'm sure you already guessed, and on the right hand side, we've got ourselves a witch. Now, of course, all of these are ranged mobs, which means that they can shoot from the top up there. Now, all we have to do to turn these things on is flick this lever right here, and as you can see, they pop up to the surface through this translocation piston elevator, and I'll do a little bit more explaining about that later on, but as you can see, this guy is currently renamed, and that is so that he doesn't despawn, and if we set ourselves into game mode 0, well, he starts behaving like a pretty regular skeleton. He'll shoot us with relatively decent accuracy. Occasionally, he makes some pretty horrendous misses, but on the whole, yeah, he's really quite good. But let's face it, the skeleton is probably the least dangerous mob inside this entire system. We've got ourselves a blaze and also a witch. Now, one thing that I will just point out is if you are going to build this thing using a blaze, probably wouldn't suggest building it all out of wood because that really is a recipe for disaster. But anyway, let's see how fast these things can kill us. So we're going to set ourselves into game mode 0. And instantly everything should fire into action. Our skeleton's made the first shot. Our blaze hasn't actually noticed us yet, but there we go. We have now been spotted and he is firing out. Oh wow, okay, so we're poisoned, we're being hit. What? That was so fast. That was much faster than I was expecting. Hadn't even finished my sentence. These things are ridiculous. But what happens if you want to turn these things off? It wouldn't be particularly brilliant if you had them outside your base and every time you went to and from your base, you got absolutely bamboozled. I mean, that wouldn't work for me. You'd have to have some way of shutting off the system, and the way that you do it is, of course, you just flick this lever back here, and as you can see, our mobs drop back down underneath all of the blocks, and the same thing goes for this blaze right here. You can see he falls down like that, and our witch also falls down to the bottom, so now they are primed and ready to be flicked once again to activate the system once more. Now that's all well and good, but how on earth do these things actually function? Well, over here I've got a slightly stripped back version without all of my, quite frankly, disgusting decoration, and hopefully you should be able to see all of the redstone functionality. So when we flick this lever, our piston gets pushed out, and then it extends and retracts, pulling our mob through the piston using the translocation piston bug. I know it looks a little bit strange, but it's just one of those odd Minecraft quirks. Then when we flick the lever once again, our piston gets pulled back, and our mob drops back down into the chamber. Nice and easy. So to build this thing, you want to get things started with a 4x3 area, and the first thing that you're going to do is take out this block right here and replace it with a slime block. That's just to remove any fall damage from the mobs falling back down into the chamber. Then you want to go a couple blocks up like this, place in a sticky piston just like that, and a regular piston facing downwards just right there. Then you want to place a couple blocks going up like this with an upside down half slab right there, and that is to cover over your slime block area so that when you get the mob inside the chamber, it's not actually going to burn up, because that would be very bad. So then you're going to place in blocks just like this, going right up to this level right here. And now it is time for the very tricky parts for those of you playing in survival mode. Unfortunately, you're going to have to grab yourself a mob, and you're going to have to get it inside the chamber. Now, I don't know how you're going to do this. Perhaps you could bait it in, maybe walk around the area until it gets inside the chamber. It's going to be a bit of a struggle, but once you've got that, you've got to rename the mob so that it doesn't despawn. I personally like the name Skelly Gun. Next up, you want to grab yourself some slabs and just place them in all 4 of these blocks right here, and that's just to make sure that your skeleton doesn't escape from the system, because obviously that would be pretty bad news. But anyway, now you want to head around the back, chuck down a lever right here, a redstone torch on top of that block, a block up like this with redstone dust powering that sticky piston. That will push that regular piston above our skeleton, which means that he is now fully covered up. Then you want to take out these 2 blocks right here, place a repeater facing in this direction, set it to 3 ticks. That's going to be running into this block right here with a dropper on top, a hopper running down into it. Then you want to take a block out like this, a comparator, and run it straight into a solid block next to that regular piston, and then place any old item inside of your dropper, and that is the entire system all done and dusted. So as you can see, when we flick this lever, this piston will be retracted, and when we flick it again, our skeleton will be pulled up to the surface, and we have now got ourselves a successful mob turret. So there we have it, ladies and gents. I hope you enjoyed today's redstone video. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.